Thank you guys very much. It is really great to be here at the Betsy DeVos confirmation celebration. No, I was told. No, she's right now at the American Legislative Exchange Council trying to figure out how to turn children into commodities. And we are here learning how to fight back. And fight we will. I'm so excited and honored to be here with you guys again. I was here a couple years ago, and I'm so inspired to be in this room right now. The last time I was in Washington, D.C. was back in January, and SiriusXM sent me down here to cover the inauguration, and then subsequently the next day, the Women's March. Yeah. And I will never forget the night before the inauguration of President Donald Trump. I was depressed, I was scared, I was lonely, and I went to the hotel bar here in D.C. because I wanted to get drunk. So, drank a couple beers. I'm not a sophisticated drinker. I'm halfway through my third Budweiser. Like I said, don't judge me. And I said, this isn't working. This is stupid. This isn't helping. My other coping mechanism is running. I'm like Forrest Gump. I'm going to run. It's Washington, D.C. It's 8 o'clock. I don't care. I'm going for a run. So I start running around Washington, D.C. the night before the inauguration. And I'm running. And I'm crying. I'm like, Barack. You ever do that? You ever just find yourself, by the way, you just, every once in a while, you're like, Barack, come back. Like whatever problems you had with President Obama, you don't even remember them now. You're like, what was I upset about? So I see the White House, and I say, the Obamas are there. I know they're there. I run towards the White House, and I get right up to the White House, like really close, like surprisingly close to the White House. I was surprised that I could get that close, and I just start yelling, thank you! Thank you, Mr. President! Thank you, Michelle! Thank you, Obamas! There's all these people with their red Make America Great Again hats going, I think that guy's drunk. I'm like, maybe a little bit, but this security guard comes out and looks at me and he goes, sir, you're outside the Treasury Department. I'm wondering how I got so close to the Obamas. I was like, I know, I'm thanking them too. The Treasury, I'm a banker. Back off, sir. I know where I am. I just ran away. I'm here because my mom was a public school teacher in Syracuse City School District for 30 years. And I was educated in public schools my whole life, and I had amazing teachers. And I know what it's like, well, I don't know what it's like to be a teacher, but I know what it's like to watch a teacher grade papers till 11 o'clock at night. I know what it's like to watch my mom. I would always say, by the way, why are you, just don't do it. Just don't grade the papers. Just don't stay up late. Why are you doing that? Just stacks of papers everywhere. So what are you doing? Nobody's going to know. Just. Like, it's 11 o'clock. And she looked at me, she's like, what are you doing up? I'm like, fair enough. But I watched my mom just staying up late grading papers. I watched my mom getting up early, leaving before we left for school, and in upstate New York, driving through those horrific winters to get into the city school district of Syracuse, New York, to teach these kids, where she, like so many of you, would reach into her pocket to make sure they had whatever they needed. And then these kids, her students, started coming to our house for holidays. This one girl, Lanier, was at Christmas like every year. I was like, why? She is getting a lot of shit. This kid isn't even in the family, and she got a remote control car, And I got my brother's old skis. Where are your priorities? Am I your son? But that's what teachers do. That's what all teachers do. You're not asking even for a thank you. You're not. It's not why you do it. Didn't do it to get rich. You didn't do it to get famous. You didn't do it for any of those bullshit materialistic reasons that so many of us do so many things. You definitely, though, didn't do it to be vilified. People don't have to walk up to you and thank you. Not every parent thanks you. And half the times, some of the parents, you never even meet them. You don't expect the thanks, but you definitely don't expect no thanks. And when people call my radio show, and we talk about education a lot, there's always someone that's going to call in and say, these teachers and the teachers' unions, you can't fire these bad teachers. And it's not that they get summers off, they're overpaid. And I always have the same answer, because you always know you're talking to somebody who has never been a teacher, married to a teacher, or maybe not even known a teacher. Like, what world are you living in? What kid were you in class? And it's always you make the argument, walk a day in a teacher's shoe. Walk an hour. 2 years ago, I went into my daughter's school. I have 9 and 12-year-old daughters, and I went in their school to do I do a lot of work around environmental activism and education. So I went in and did this workshop to teach them some recycling ideas, right? I'm there 5 minutes. I have 20 kids, just 20, all right? And I'm pretty good at keeping an audience's attention. So it was irksome when these kids started talking. What the hell? Do you know who I am, kid? I'm Julia's daddy. Eyes up here. Sorry, sir. He didn't say sorry, sir. I don't think they say that. This one kid keeps talking. So I say, hey, what's your name, buddy? Michael? Hey, man, could you just try to focus? I'm only be a few more minutes. Try to keep this fun. Okay, thanks. All right, so anyway, you want to recycle, separate the plastic. Hey, man, could you just tone that down a little bit? I don't know what's going on over there, buddy. Are you laughing at me or what's happening over there? Okay, just thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, buddy. The third time this kid starts talking, I just snap. Michael, shut up! You shut up right now! You pay attention up here, and you shut up, or you can, I don't even know what they tell you can do, but you'll go outside and climb a tree or some shit. I don't know. The hell is wrong with you, kid? Where were you raised? God damn, you're annoying. Jesus, shut the hell up! Trying to tell you how to recycle some shit. Shut up! Now, that was 16 minutes I lasted. You do this every day, and someone's gonna say, oh, they get summers off. You're damn right they get summers off. They better get summers off, or they're gonna kill a lot of kids. Are you kidding me? They don't get nights off. They don't get afternoons off. They don't get weekends off. And you know, screw that. Many of you paid to be here your own dime during the summer. So welcome to the swamp, everybody. When the president said, I'm going to drain the swamp, we all know what he meant. He's going to fill this place up with the most corrupt, greedy, awful people who want to destroy the agencies that they are in charge of. I mean, right now, Betsy DeVos is trying to figure out how to privatize schools, how to commoditize human children beings, and probably is arguing to build an ark in every school, too. We need 2 species of every animal to bring them in the gymnasium. I'm sorry, too far, sorry, pardon me. Believe me. Yeah, exactly. My mom was a teacher for 30 years. I saw what she did. She was a substitute teacher before that. Nightmare. I was that kid, by the way. Ooh, did I brutalize the substitute teachers? Bad. Not feeling good about it. But I'm here today not to tell you how to do anything, but to recognize you. My mom's name is Mary Dominick, and she taught public schools for 30 years. And right now, instead of having this camera on me for too long, I want to recognize you because I thought this would be cool. We're live streaming this all over the country. Anywhere in the world, you can watch this right now. I just shared it on my Facebook page. And I want, if you're a teacher, I know there's a lot of organizers here, there's a lot of activists here, there's administrators and everything, but if you're a teacher right now, I'd like you to stand up, and I'm going to bring the camera to you. I want you to tell me, I'm just going to come to a few of you just to recognize. Stand up, teachers. I want to get your first name, where you teach, and what you teach, and we'll do this for a few people, and hopefully this works. And the entire nation is seeing this right now. Hi, how are you? What's your name?
Kathy Acevedo.
Keep clapping. Talk loud. Kathy, where do you teach?
I'm in High Point, North Carolina.
What do you teach?
ESL.
Why do you teach?
Because I love kids.
What's your name?
Lee Black.
Lee Black, where do you teach?
Cincinnati.
What do you teach?
Music.
Why do you teach?
Because I love music and I want children to love music.
Why am I a terrible musician?
Because you didn't take music.
I took music, they kicked me out, but thank you.
You weren't in my classroom.
The reason I'm here right now is because the man behind me, this man, his name is Andrew Spar. He's the president of the Volusia Teachers Organization. If you're a teacher in Florida, you're in the swamp. Why do you do it?
Because I love kids and love public education and democracy.
Let's hold on to that. What's your name?
Vernell Spar.
Vernell Spar. What do you teach?
Music.
You know him?
No, not yet.
Networking. That's called collaboration. What's your name?
Adrian Tamayo,
Where do you teach?
Los Angeles, California.
What do you teach?
I'm a special education teacher
Why do you do that?
because I want children to believe that they can achieve and they can be successful no matter what challenges they have.
I love it. Let's get to the back. Let's get to the back, everybody.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Fred.
Fred, where do you teach?
I teach in Brooklyn, New York City.
Brooklyn? Brooklyn? Yeah. What do you teach in Brooklyn?
Okay, I'm a music teacher and a music therapist
Why do you do it?
because I know that music is a universal language and it has therapeutic principles that can help kids develop. We want to develop the whole child, not just academically, but socially.
Sing it. Bring it. What is this, the music teachers convention? Where do you teach?
Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota.
What do you teach?
Kindergarten.
What's your name?
Joni Joy.
You teach kindergarten?
Yep.
I would last a minute and a half. Why do you do it?
Because I love watching them grow.
My daughter's favorite teacher is still her kindergarten teacher. What do you teach?
Sixth grade science.
Where?
Chisago Lakes, Minnesota.
What's your name?
David,
Why do you do it, David?
because I love inspiring kids about science.
You guys can have a seat. That was awesome. This is supposed to be about collaboration. Collaboration. I used to be a very competitive guy. I grew up, I was a college athlete, high school athlete. I always wanted to win. I wanted to crush other people. I got into stand-up comedy. I wanted to be better than every comedian. I wanted to watch them lose. Then I became a father. And I decided I didn't want to see my kids lose. And frankly, I didn't want to see anybody else lose either. I still wanted to have success, and that's when I found out, through quite a bit of experience, competition is generally for losers, which is a bad word in my vocabulary. There should be no place for competition in public education. There should be no profit motive in public education. Because if there's a profit motive in public education, that means there are some winners, sure. but there are too many losers, and there should be no losers in the classroom. And we're in a real fight, and we're in a tough time. These are difficult times. But that's why we're here together, working together. And we're going to talk about collaboration in a moment with our panel, people who know it far better than I can. They said, what can you say about collaboration in an organization? I was like, I can't even organize my closet. But we're going to have a panel of people up here that are going to talk to us exactly about how we can do that and how we can do that together. Working together, we're stronger together. All these teachers that just talked, imagine if those 3, 4 music teachers that I just saw just sat down and talked about ideas. That's what you do every day. That's what you do every day. You help each other. You help each other win. And for what? For the students, for the kids, for the public, for the public's interest. The problem in education in America, I don't have to tell you. I have to tell these crazy people that I talk to on the radio every day. They don't know. They think it's the teachers. They think it's the teachers' unions. They think it's the system of public education that they want to privatize and change and charterize and voucherize and all that BS. We all know what the problem is in education. We know exactly what the problem is. Poverty, that's it. Economics, that's it. That's the problem. When we fix that problem, then we can talk about any other solution. You guys are talking about solutions here. You're sharing ideas here about how to learn to be better teachers. But we know, as Loretta just said, and as you've heard and as you experience every day, if you are living in poverty, if you're not getting a meal, if you are coming from a troubled home, it's really hard to learn. It's hard enough to learn if you come from a privileged home like myself. The problem is economics. The problem is poverty. We understand that. They're making up all kinds of reasons to try to excuse away that. That's what it is. And that's what we have to fix. And we understand that. There is no scarcity of money. There is no scarcity of money. There is only a corrupt, amoral system of distribution. That's it. There is no scarcity of food. There's no scarcity of food. We have more than enough food for the entire planet. There's no scarcity of food. There is only a corrupt, amoral system of distribution. There is no scarcity of health care. There's only a corrupt, amoral system of distribution. That's what needs to be fixed. And that's why we're in the swamp. And that's why you guys went out in the middle of that human day and lobbied everybody in the swamp that you could get your hands on. But let's be honest, too. The elephant in every room, seemingly more so, who knows, depending on your perspective, is racism and discrimination. And I don't have to tell that to you people, and I certainly don't have to tell it to people of color, but I will say this. Last week, I had a really weird and amazing moment. I was talking to a group of young tribal youth, Native American high school children from all over the country, Alaska, Oklahoma, New Mexico. We all met. It was an amazing conference. And I gave my little spiel, and this girl, 16-year-old Navajo girl from New Mexico. Some Navajo New Mexicans here. She said to me, 16-year-old girl, she goes, I have a question. Is there anything difficult about being a white man? And I was like, no. It's pretty awesome still. I mean, being a bald white man, sometimes the sun will burn my head a little bit. I mean, you don't know my struggle as a white bald guy. This is just, I mean, let's just be honest. This is a creepy look. I'm not a bad-looking guy, but this right here, I'm either like bald white guy with a beard. I'm either like a gay intellectual or a kidnapper. There's like, no, what is this? What the hell is this? Seriously. I love kids. I take my kids at a park all the time. If they get like 10 feet away from me, it looks like I'm just at a park. Picture me at 10 o'clock in the morning with this head and my creepy gummy smile. I'm like, go ahead, girls, daddy's right over here. Every mom in the park's like, let's go, get your shit. I saw that guy in Dateline. Come on. I saw that guy on Datelines To Catch a Predator. Let's get the hell out of here. So yeah, I'm a white man. I'm a straight white man. I didn't choose it. I didn't choose to be in this gorgeous vessel. This is what I got. This is who I am. We talk about issues of race and discrimination on my radio show. Again, people call in, they say, enough with the white guilt. Don't feel guilty about who you are. I go, I don't feel guilty about the vessel that I am in. And let me just talk to my white straight male friends here, because everybody else knows this. And I don't mean to be controversial, provocative, or condescending to you, but it is very important that we who have the privilege share the privilege. I do not feel guilty. I do not feel guilty about this. I do not feel guilty about who I am. I feel guilty if I don't open a door for someone who didn't get this. So as much as you work so hard to provide every opportunity you can to your students, we, as the dominant category in America, we have to work every day to open doors for internships, for jobs, for experiences, for opportunity, and for resources. I don't feel guilty about being this. I would feel guilty if I wasn't doing that. And that's what we have to work to do every day to solve these problems. I don't need to tell any women or people of color. The standard you walk past is the standard you accept. If you see somebody else behave in a certain way and you accept it, then are you complicit? I have 2 daughters. They're the most amazing 2 little girls in the world, according to me. And when I see men talking to and treating and objectifying women, I can't help but say something. I'll probably get shot at some point. But it's my favorite thing to do in New York. It happens all the time. Somebody's woman walking by, and some guy just starts whistling and catcalling them. Hey, mommy, come over here, mommy. I see this. I walk right up to the guy. I'm like, hey, daddy. Looking good in those work pants, my friend. Not saying you should do that. Saying the standard you walk past is the standard you accept. I want to read just this one thing to you. My mom told my mom this morning, last night, that I was coming down here to address AFT. My mom is a member. First of all, she texted, tell those educators to boycott Betsy DeVos. Have a fun trip. I don't know what that means, to boycott Betsy DeVos, but I saw Randy's speech, and I think she's got it covered. Every morning, or every day, I should say, in the downstairs bathroom in our home, there is this sign hanging. It says, 100 years from now, it will not matter what kind of car I drove, what kind of house I lived in, how much money I had in my bank account, nor what my clothes look like. But the world may be a little better because I was important in the life of a child. That's all of you guys. These are dark times we're facing. These are dark times we're facing. But to be together with you in this room and here this weekend, it's inspiring. I'm embarrassed to say that I was not that familiar with James Baldwin's work, but I saw the documentary, I'm Not Your Negro, recently, and I just keep coming back to this James Baldwin quote, and it gets me through the tough days when I just want to sit down and cry and give up, and it's this. James Baldwin, when asked if he was a pessimist or an optimist, he said, well, I can't be a pessimist because I am alive. So come together, work together, fight together. Don't give up. Lean on each other. Do whatever it takes. These are dark times. No matter what happens in the end, you did everything you could. You did everything you could because you're a teacher, you're an educator, you're an organizer, you're an activist, you're alive. Thank you very much for letting me come here and address you. Good luck to all of you. Thank you. All right. Thank you.